It's the HOOM Brothers again, and we've got lesson 61, one of the really most powerful and succinct statements about our reality as emissaries of light here in this illusory world. Lesson 61, I am the light of the world. So let's make our way over there to the course lesson and read it together. Who is the light of the world except God's Son? This then is merely a statement of the truth about yourself. It is the opposite of a statement of pride, of arrogance, or of self deception. It does not describe the self concept you have made. It does not refer to any of the characteristics with which you have endowed your idols. It refers to you as you were created by God. It simply states the truth.
To the ego, today's idea is the epitome of self-glorification. But the ego does not understand humility, mistaking it for self-debasement. Humility consists of accepting your role in salvation and in taking no other. It is not humility to insist you cannot be the light of the world, if that is the function God assigned to you. It is only arrogance that would assert this function cannot be for you, and arrogance is always of the ego.
True humility requires that you accept today's idea because it is God's voice which tells you it is true. This is a beginning step in accepting your real function on earth. It is a giant stride towards taking your rightful place in salvation. It is a positive assertion of your right to be saved and an acknowledgement of the power that is given you to save others.
You will want to think about this idea as often as possible today. It is the perfect answer to all illusions and therefore to all temptations. It brings all the images you have made about yourself to the truth and helps you depart in peace, unburdened and certain of your purpose.
As many practice periods as undertaken today, although each one need not exceed a minute or two, they should begin with telling yourself, I am the light of the world. That is my only function. That is why I am here.
And think about these statements for a short while, preferably with your eyes closed if the situation permits, and let a few related thoughts come to you and repeat the idea to yourself if your mind wanders away from the central thought.
Be sure to begin to both to begin and end the day with a practice period. Thus, you will awaken with an acknowledgement of the truth about yourself, reinforce it throughout the day, and turn to sleep as you reaffirm your function and your only purpose here. These two practice periods may be longer than the rest if you find them helpful and want to extend them.
Today's idea goes far beyond the ego's petty views of what you are and what your purpose is. As a bringer of salvation, this is obviously necessary. This is the first of a number of giant steps we will take in the next few weeks. Try today to begin to build a firm foundation for these advances. You are the light of the world. God has built his plan for the salvation of his son on you.
Okay, I think it's pretty straightforward. Um, does anyone have any comments about the lesson before we um, do the practice?
Well, I could say one thing. Um, Earlier today, when I was looking at this lesson, I became very clear in my own mind that that what temptation is to look at the material world and make the material world real, and that's actually the only temptation there really is.
Did you happen to read or let's see, yeah, the statement that I posted on our website or our Facebook page about quantum physics?
Mm, no, I missed that one. I haven't been on the haven't been following as closely the last couple of days.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take us over there and we can add that because I think it's a pretty good statement of how how we can bring the two worlds together, you might say. Um, so let's see. I've got to go to a different window, and unfortunately, this stuff. There we go. Right here. No, that's where I am. Facebook, yeah. And then we'll go over to,
Oh,
looks like it's too big, so I'm gonna make it smaller so I can see everything. There we go. And we can get over to our page. And so this is from Quantum Spirituality. Sometimes I post things from that page.
mm-hmm. Oh, there you go. Quantum spirituality.
Uh-huh. So it's a little bit longer than that. We'll bring that in. It's not a really long article though. So this is actually from,
Collective evolution.
yeah. So let's follow the instructions here. Before you begin, take a moment and breathe. Place your hand over your chest area and get rid of the MC here. Near your heart. And breathe slowly into the area for about a minute, focusing on a sense of ease entering your mind and body. It has been written about before over and over again, but cannot be emphasized enough. The world of quantum physics is an eerie one that sheds light on the truth about our world in ways that challenge the existing framework of accepted knowledge. You want to read the next paragraph, Michael? right here.
Oh, I'm not sure I can see it. Let's see. Okay. What we perceive as our physical material world is really not physical or material at all. In fact, it is far from it. This has been proven time and time again by multiple Nobel Prize among many other scientists around the world. Winning physicists, one of them being Niels Bohr, a Danish physicist who made significant contributions to understanding atomic structure and quantum theory.
And we'll skip this ad.
Oh, we can't skip those UFO alien being stuff, can we now?
Yeah. You see that, Dan?
Oh, you want me to read? Okay. At the turn of the 19th century, physicists started to explore the relationship between energy and the structure of matter. In doing so, the belief that a physical Newtonian material universe that was at the very heart of scientific knowing was dropped, and the realization that matter is nothing but an illusion replaced it. Scientists began to recognize that everything in the universe is made out of energy. Should I just keep reading the next thing and skip the black one?
Yeah, go ahead and read what's in bold.
In bold too? Okay. Uh, Despite the unrivaled empirical success of quantum theory, the very suggestion that it may be literally true as a description of nature is still greeted with cynicism, incomprehension, and even anger.
Okay.
I won't read
Quantum physicists discovered that physical atoms are made up of vortices of energy that are constantly spinning and vibrating, each one radiating its own unique energy signature. Therefore, if we really want to observe ourselves and find out what we are really beings of energy and vibration, radiating our own unique energy signature. This is fact and is what quantum physics has shown us time and time again. We are much more than what we perceive ourselves to be. And it's time we begin to see ourselves in that light. If you observed the composition of an atom with a microscope, you would see a small, invisible, tornado-like vortex with a number of infinitely small energy vortices called quarks and photons. These are what make up the structure of the atom. As you focused closer and closer on the structure of the atom, you would see nothing. You would observe a physical void. The atom has no physical structure. We have no physical structure. Physical things really don't have any physical structure. Atoms are made out of invisible energy, not tangible matter. So, Michael, why don't you read the part that's in bold here and then the next paragraph?
Okay. Get over it and accept the inarguable conclusion. The universe is immaterial, mental, and spiritual. Richard Conn Henry, professor of physics and astrology at Johns Hopkins University. Quote taken from The Mental Universe. It's quite the conundrum, isn't it? Our experience tells us that our reality is made up of physical material things and that our world is independently existing, an independently existing objective one. The revelation that the universe is not an assembly of physical parts suggested by Newtonian physics, and instead comes from a holistic entanglement of immaterial energy waves, stems from the work of Albert Einstein, Max Planck, and Werner Heisenberg, among others.
Okay, Dan.
All right. So the role of consciousness in quantum mechanics. What does it mean that our physical material reality isn't really physical at all? It could mean a number of things and concepts, such as this cannot be explored if scientists remain within the boundaries of the only perceived world existing, of the only perceived world, the world we see, as Nikolai Tesla supposedly said. The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in one decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence. For
Fortunately, many scientists have already taken the leap and have already questioned the meaning and implications of what we've discovered with quantum physics. One of these potential revelations is that the observer creates the reality. A fundamental conclusion of the new physics also acknowledges that the observer creates the reality. As observers, we are personally involved with the creation of our own reality. Physicists are being forced to admit that the universe is a mental construction. Pioneering physicist Sir James Jeans wrote, "The stream of knowledge is heading toward a non-mechanical reality. The universe begins to look more and more like a great thought than like a great machine. Mind no longer appears to be an accidental intruder into the realm of matter. We ought rather hail it as the creator and governor of the realm of matter." That was R.C. Henry, The Mental Universe, and a section called Nature, which was also published in Nature magazine. Okay.
One great example that illustrates the role of consciousness within the physical material world, which we know not to be physical, is the double slit experiment. The experiment has been used multiple times to explore the role of consciousness in shaping the nature of physical reality.
double slit.
Paragraph.
Oh, what's that?
I was just going to suggest Michael read the next paragraph.
A double slit optical system was used to test the possible role of consciousness in the collapse of the quantum wave function. The ratio of the interference pattern's double slit spectral power to its single slit spectral power was predicted to decrease when attention was focused toward the double slit as compared to away from it. Okay. The study found that factors associated with consciousness, such as meditation, experience, electrocortical markers of focused attention, and psychological factors such as openness and absorption significantly correlated in predicted ways with perturbations in the double slit interference pattern.
This is just the beginning. I read another article earlier this year that has much more source information with regards to the role of consciousness in our physical material world.
went
be
through this next section.
what's the significance?
Yeah.
The significance of information is for us to wake up and realize that we are all energy radiating our own unique energy signature. Feelings, thoughts, and emotions play a vital role. Quantum physics helps us see the significance of how we all feel. If all of us are in a peaceful, loving state inside, it will no doubt impact the external world around us and influence how others feel as well. And of course, he repeats the Tesla thing. If you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration.
Studies have shown that positive emotions and operating from a place of peace within oneself can lead to a very different experience for the person emitting those emotions and for those around them. At our subatomic level, does the vibrational frequency change the manifestation of physical reality? If so, in what way? We know that when an atom changes its state, it absorbs or emits electromagnetic frequencies which are responsible for changing its state. Do different states of emotion, perception, and feelings result in different electromagnetic frequencies? Space is just a construct that gives the illusion that there are separate objects. And that's the end of that article. We could go deeper, but we don't need to right now. This is just basically giving us some science behind the teachings of A Course in Miracles. And actually the idea that the world is, quote, not real, is much older than the Course, thousands of years old, in fact, certainly being taught by Chinese philosophers and what the British called Hindu philosophers. So all the way, maybe going back several thousands of years. This they understood through their experience of meditation. And so we're hoping to have that experience today, right now. So following the guidance of the Course, the phrase that we'll be using is, I am the light of the world. That is my only function. That is why I'm here. So that's the key phrase. And we're going to use so it'll be a sort of it'll be a version of what the holier man's taught. It was our method and procedure of illumination. In other words, meditation on the light. And since we're saying I am the light of the world, well, that's basically the function of the initiation, which we call illumination, and also the function of that exercise that I just mentioned. So let's begin right now. And close your eyes. And just relax as we did a few minutes ago, focusing on your breath. And feel your body as you breathe in. You know, the physical body is composed of a lot of water and chemicals. But as we just read, what holds it all together in this form is what has been called the energy body. And it's our minds that are the agents and actually direct this manifestation in form and how we experience it. So as you breathe in, imagine that you're also inhaling energy. We can start with the electromagnetic energy that comes up through your feet, up from the earth. Inhale it up into your lungs with the breath. You might become aware that there's energy that's coalescing at the base of your spine. There's another major energy center, and these centers have been called chakras. It's becoming a familiar word now in the West as we learn from Eastern teachers. So that's called the root chakra at the base of the spine. And there's a series of spiritual centers that take the energy all the way up the spine to the base of the head, to the Muladhara, or excuse me, to the well, it's called the reptilian brain. There's a lot of words for it. Right at the bottom of the skull, another major center. And in between, there is a major center in the heart, simply called a heart chakra. And then there's the very highest center in the body is called the crown chakra. It's at the top of the head, right in the center. Corresponds with the soft spot that infants have. So now as you continue to inhale, imagine that you're also inhaling energy down from the crown, and that the energy that you're bringing in, both from the earth and from through the crown, are coalescing, merging in the heart center. And this in the heart center, you can feel it growing. And you might even associate that with life. And so this is an exercise for experiencing yourself as the light of the world in a very literal way. Because it's our consciousness of the light as the article on quantum physics said, that creates this uplifting manifestation in the atmosphere around us. So visualize this ball of light in the center of your body growing, getting bigger and bigger. And as it expands and quickly exceeds the physical boundaries of your body, it becomes like a great ball of light that's filling the electrical body and the atmosphere around the physical body. And you can visualize that atmosphere as kind of an ovoid shape, like a golden egg of light, extending to a distance of about 3 feet from the physical form. So as you imagine this egg of light around your body, imagine that with every breath, the light that fills it becomes brighter and brighter. And perhaps you can feel the warmth and the invigoration, the invigorating energy. We call this the light of Christ. So now let us continue to visualize the light expanding even beyond the artificial boundaries of that egg of light. Imagine the egg of light expanding even farther to include the room, to fill the room that you're sitting in right now. And from here, you can visualize the light expanding even further to fill the entire building in which you're sitting. And since it's a perfect oval, by now it's probably starting to flow outside of the building, beneath your feet and above your head, and a perfect oval filled with light. The only limitation on its size is really your own imagination. So let's make it get even larger and fill our neighborhood with light. And now let's make it even larger. Let's fill the city with light. Let's fill the metropolitan area with light. And let's fill the entire state. And if you're close to a border of another state, it's going to go there too. We're going to fill the bioregion with light. If you're on a coast, it's going to go out to sea. And it's going to go down deeper and deeper into the planet, into the earth as well. And everything being connected, we're just going to keep on going and fill the entire planet with light. This is called the method and procedure of illumination. And it's a way that we can work with the light and at the same time providing a service to the world. I am the light of the world. That is my only function. That is why I am here. When you're practicing this at home on your own time, you can stay in this space for as long as you want, as you like. We're going to, right now, we're going to bring that, we're going to let that globe, that planet of light, begin to recede in size and gradually return to our own room, our own spiritual atmosphere. And relax. And then focus again on our breath. Before we open our eyes and return to the room, the physical experience, realize that we've had an experience of the quantum mechanical world. What couldn't be called the real world. And then it is a manifestation of our own mind. Under the guidance of the Holy Spirit, as the Course describes it. A sense of who we really are as God's Son. So open your eyes now and take a look around. And realize that you can have this experience anytime you want. Take a few minutes whenever you think of it. You think of the lesson today. Take a few minutes to follow your breath into the center of your body. Breathe in light. And realize that you're having a glimpse of who you really are. Well, hi there. How are you?
I am.
Right on. Any experiences you want to share or talk about?
I was absorbed in the light. That's all I can say.
All right. Well, we probably don't need to say a lot or think too much. we can just take this experience with us wherever we happen to be going next and continue to function as the light of the world throughout this day. So thanks for joining me again today. And please come back tomorrow for lesson 62. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Namaste.
Namaste.